What's up everyone, this is Super Marcel and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 3. In the last episode we just moved into China. We're in China now and we are working with giant sauropods. We made this cool little waterfall enclosure with the deep water. We got some apatosauruses and I'm hoping the apatosauruses can go into the deep water. Can the camera... Ooh, can it? No, I can't. Damn it. I was hoping it would, but it looks like it's looking like it actually can. Actually, hold on. I wonder, can I grow food on the? I kind of can. Oh, actually, yeah. Hold on. If we can like have some kind of like sub-aquatic plant life that it can grow and eat in the water. Nah, it doesn't seem possible. Damn. Oh well. I guess it still looks nice. There we go. Look at that. It's submerged. Oh man, that's cool. Yeah, and so now we have to build an eggs. But now that the sauropods are actually in the water, this is actually a good talking point actually. So originally, when sauropods were found, they were so big. It's because at the time, like I'm talking about like 1800s, 1700s, something like that. Really, really old time ago, right? And when sauropods were found, the people that found them were so gobsmacked that something like this would even exist. They thought this thing is way too large and massive. There's no way this thing could possibly exist to walk on Earth. It must be like semi-aquatic, and so they drew old depictions of sauropods, like you know, being in underwater and stuff. Not saying that a sauropod wouldn't be able to do that, but that's not. But now we know, like, they're very much capable of walking on land, you know, thanks to like hollow bones, air sacs, and whatnot. Maybe the air sacs may have even helped them be somewhat submergible, you know, to make them float somewhat. But no, they're very much capable of walking on land, and yeah, it's cool. I don't think there's anything to else say that they would be subaquatic, but it's cool to see how much things have changed. It's not saying that something like this would be impossible. You know, I'm sure sauropods would be able to like wallow through the deep waters every now and then, but it's not their main habitat. But anyways, now that we got that discussion point sorted out, we need to make some sauropod eggs. And I would be very intrigued to talk about sauropod hatching styles and whatnot. And yeah, so obviously I'm assuming it's a large nest because they are sauropods after all. Away from other nests. That's simple. Okay. What do we want to do? Keep out. Do we want to have something natural, or do we want to... I like the idea of, like, since this is a preserve, we'll have, like, the nest be, like, here or something. But I still want it to be like surrounded by trees and whatnot, so... Nice. And so hopefully, claimed by a it's already been claimed? It's already been claimed! Holy moly, you guys got busy, didn't you? Jesus Christ! There we go. Lay those eggs. You gonna lay the eggs, or are you in the process of doing that? Maybe you're in the process of doing that. Or are the trees in the way? Maybe the trees are in the way. No, I can maneuver through the trees just fine. In fact, if anything, it's a sauropod. It should just push the trees down. So, did it? Oh, now a different sauropod's claiming the nest. Wait, hold on. And what was this guy doing? You were just happily checking out the nest, nothing else. Or maybe this guy was like, "Oi, that's my nest. You get your own nest." And like they did a little fight. Now, unfortunately, that's not a thing in this game. It would be nice to see sauropods fight each other or fight anything, you know. But unfortunately, this is Jurassic World, and Jurassic World likes to depict their sauropods as gentle giants that are incapable of harming anything. Even though, I don't think... I think the fact that because they're big makes them very dangerous. You know, I think you'd be surprised how fast a sauropod could maybe get. I don't know. Maybe they could be fast. I'm assuming that obviously they're slow of some kind. But I'm sure, like look at elephants, for example, right? Elephants are currently the largest animal that can walk on Earth right now. And they can run pretty fast if they wanted to. So who's to say that a sauropod isn't capable of running? Yeah, okay. It's Littlefoot's mother. Did she ever have a name? I don't know if she did. Turning her around to laying eggs. I remember when Walking with Dinosaurs did their episode, they had this hypothesis theory that maybe sauropods had like a gelatinous sac.
Prehistoric giants to be most fascinating. And I'm far from the only one. A colleague in the pharmaceutical industry is rife with theories about how their physiology will change in years to come. Perhaps in ways that will benefit both us and the dinosaurs.
Right. How about that? Now, the eggs are wrong. I would say that right now. Sauropod eggs are very round. I mean, obviously, duh. But what I mean by like that is like they're like bowling balls almost. You know, you have them and you just. It's like a bowling ball. I don't know what else to say to you. Probably because I don't know specifically why they're shaped like that. This is more like a theropod egg or something else, but definitely not a sauropod. Sauropods have very distinct nests sabotaged. What? How do you sabotage a nest? Dinosaur poisoning is a type of sabotage that affects the animals of a site, giving them diseases that will require an MV. You sons of. Damn you, Dinosaur Anonymous! You're killing dinosaur babies! How could you be satisfied with killing dinosaur babies? Shame on you.
I don't understand.
Oh, thieves! It's been stolen!
Smart money's on those Extinction Now people, right? I really thought they were all talk and no dino egg steal. Juveniles are valuable, I guess.
If it was Extinction Now, I doubt they're thinking about money. They want to slow us down.
What? They weren't fossils that they took. They were eggs. Fertile eggs. They stole life, and they did that to slow us down? It doesn't make any sense to me.
How do they break in?
They didn't take all the eggs. We should nurture what's left and make sure that the juvenile is comfortable and safe. We owe it that.
I like to say that because it's close to the net, to the fence, they had like a big stick, one of the grabby things.
How much land can we dedicate to these giants? How much land will they need if you succeed in increasing their numbers? 30,000 lives per day were at risk at Jurassic World. Now it's billions. The longer you reject nature's course in deciding the dinosaur's fate, the worse this all becomes. We never wanted to directly sabotage your work, but you left us no choice. Do not force us to escalate further.
Oh.
Their reasoning is flawed, overly black and white. The dinosaurs may be struggling now, but with our help, they could adapt. Let's push forward. Extinction Now haven't stopped us yet, and I have no intention of letting them.
I'd urge you to try and stay rational but the dinosaurs seem to bring out the irrationality in the best of us.
I will say it is pretty sad that, like, the mom is there, and the mom and dad are there looking at their nest, and it's like, oh, like, 2 of them are gone. It's probably for the oh, they're all gathering at the nest. Oh. Oh, man. This is like, oh my god, it's Littlefoot and his parents. It's mom, the dad that never left, that left and then came back like 8 movies later, and then it's supposed to be grandma and grandpa, but we'll just pretend that one of them's not female. You know what? Yeah, we'll name this little sauropod Littlefoot. But that's so interesting that all the sauropods are just hanging out by the nest. That's really interesting. They're not like doing their own thing. They're like actually hanging around the nest. That's actually really wholesome. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but if it is, that's really wholesome. It's wrong, but it's wholesome. Oh, the tree's in the way. God damn it. No, we get a dramatic reveal. Oh, that's actually really cinematic. Aww. Oh, it's a girl.
I see the breeding program has already shown progress. Very good. But we need to do more. The client expects greater species diversity and more naturally bred dinosaurs.
Increased
And
genome
that
of
is what they will
Patagotitan,
get.
synthesize,
Make it
incubate, and
so.
release Patagotitan.
Nature really can't be
Oh,
rushed.
wow. Okay.
I guess the business world never got that memo. Well, I can advise on the breeding side of things, I guess. Using a little bit of animal husbandry and a dash of pheromones, don't ask me how I obtained them, we can encourage specific dinosaurs to breed with a higher chance of success.
Ground leaf.
Worth a go,
Oh,
right?
because they're small. That's really interesting. Right. Oh, okay. It was that easy. There we go. Now, before we do move on and try and get all these other dinosaurs that has been listed, I want to talk quickly about sauropod nesting behaviors in juveniles, because there's a lot to unpack, right? So, with sauropods, as wholesome as it is to imagine all these giant apatosauruses sticking around and raising their young and like being good parents, I hate to put it to you, but sauropods were not great parents. It's likely that sauropods probably laid a bunch of eggs into the nest and then left them and let the babies fend for themselves, sea turtle style. And when you really just think about it, like, sauropods are the largest animals on Earth. It would be very, very difficult for them to take care and raise something that would be like the size of their foot. Which, by the way, this baby had like a massive growth spurt. It's already like this big. Right? But yeah, sauropods, yeah, they would have laid like hundreds and hundreds of eggs, and the babies will have to see if they survive. Oh. Playing with daddy. Oh, that's cute. And that's another thing. So with sauropods, so when they're in the eggs and they hatch, like I said, they're like the size of the Apatosaurus's foot, right? They're tiny. So then it comes the question of like, how did they get to the point where they get big? So sauropods of any kind, grow surprisingly very fast. I mean, they have to, right? If they have to, if they end up to grow up that big, then they're gonna have to like constantly be growing and stuff, right? So I think I don't know the exact math, but like one day it'll be like the size of the foot, and like let's say in a month it's probably this size. Honestly, I'm not sure the exact mathematicians on how fast they grow, but they do grow fast, baby sauropods. Yeah, it's really cool. Sauropods, yeah, I like them. Brachiosaurus is my favorite dinosaur, so naturally I'll be attentive to sauropods. Yeah. Oh, it's it's just so cute. Little sauropodomorph. That's the official phrase. Oh, there's even more. There's bloody hell. There's a lot I can talk about in terms of baby sauropods. So when sauropods are in the eggs, obviously they need a method to like actually hatch, and we actually have a fossil of a baby sauropod that has this little like beak like structure built, or like some kind of poking mechanism. Right? Sauropods don't, adult sauropods at least, don't have these mechanisms. It's only the baby sauropods when they hatch that they have this little beak, and then gradually over time as they grow older, they lose that beak. But yeah, they have a beak purely for the purpose of breaking through the shell, and that's really cool. Yeah. Makes you wonder if... No, actually, yeah, no, there isn't. I was going to say it makes you wonder if the other sauropod dinosaurs have this beak-like structure when they're babies. But I was thinking of like baby myosaurs and stuff, and I figured actually nah, there isn't. Yeah. So yeah. So you can probably imagine like the mortality rate of baby sauropods is probably very high because, like I said, they're like sea turtles. You know. Not a lot of them. It would be very lucky for them to reach. I would say like, let's say 1 in every 100 sauropods would make it to this size, you know, because not only do they have to survive day one, because like you gotta imagine like just like baby sea turtles when they hatch, when the baby sauropods hatch, there's probably gonna be like a bunch of predators of any kind, dinosaurs or anything else alike, right? And they'll be picking off sauropods left, right, and center. But even if they survive that initial first day, they have to survive even longer until they reach at least juvenile, toddler, teenager stage, right? Because they still have to worry about stuff like, for Apatosaurus' sake, Ceratosaurus, Stogosaurus, Torvosaurus, Allosaurus. You know, so I imagine like by the time they're at this stage, maybe they would join an Apatosaurus herd, but when they're like in their baby stages, they will probably be in like very thick jungle bushes, hiding underneath bushes and whatnot, to hide from the other predators and survive their luck. And only then, when they're big enough, would they join an Apatosaurus herd. But yeah, baby sauropods, a very, very fascinating topic. Yeah, and it's very cute. It's very, very cute. Right. So how much time do we have left? Oh, heaps of time. Right. So increase genome of Patagotitan and increase the genome synthesize a Mamenchisaurus. I think we'll go for Patagotitan since that's actually a new dinosaur. But bloody hell, I gotta figure out what the hell to actually do with it. We do actually have massive amount of area right here. We could turn this entire zone into like some sort of sauropod sanctuary. I do like that idea actually. Whether or not we'll have Mamenchisaurus and Patagotitan, probably not actually. They're both sauropods. Any sauropods are very needy. What do you guys like? You guys like Brachiosaurs? I guess it makes sense. They do live in the same formation, which is the Morrison formation. Ankylodocus? Oh, okay. You like ornithomimosaurs, ceratopsians, ankylosaurs, hadrosaurs, pachycephalosaurs, stegosaurs. Right, but you dislike any other sauropods. So letting you live with Patagotitan and Mamenchisaurs is completely out of the question. So yeah, we're gonna have to build a different enclosure. Right. I'm thinking, right. I am growing more attracted to the idea of making this zone like one massive... Oh yeah! And then we could make like a safari or something. Yeah. Oh! The kayaks! Oh! I completely forgot about the kayaks! Bloody hell. Okay, right. What should we do? Chances are I'm probably gonna have to make like 2 separate enclosures anyway, because... You know, they're giant sauropods, and chances are Patagotitan and Mamenchisaurs don't like each other. Oh god, what do I do? Alright, yeah, I'm going to... Alright. Let's get the base down, at least, right? Okay, so let's say all of this will be one massive enclosure that will probably even, like, share with, like, several other dinosaurs. Right. Okay. Okay. Now, what should we do? I do like the idea of the kayaks, I'll be honest with you. I do also like the idea of the whole mountain thing. So, maybe what we can do... let's try, right? Oh, I'm looking up ahead and seeing this massive, giant, deep lake. Far out, okay. Hell yeah! I like this. I like this enclosure. If this doesn't work out for the sauropods, I can at least make this into like a giant Spinosaurus enclosure or something. Awesome stuff. Now, do I want to replicate this whole circle thing? That's a lot of dedication. I'm also wondering if I want The thing is that this is not a very big enclosure on its own. So I'm thinking maybe we'll have like something smaller down the line for this enclosure or something. And we still need to think about what we're going to do for the other sauropod. You know, let's just, at the very least, let's make like, I'm kind of throwing hands between either Mamenchisaurus or Patagotitan. Because Patagotitan's a new dinosaur, but I do also like the idea of getting Mamenchisaurus simply so I can also get Gigantspinosaurus, and so that we get two dinosaurs that live in the same formation, like in a rather decently large size enclosure. I don't know. It's tricky. Let's at least like connect the fences, right? Park tour, Jurassic tour, gyro station. Yeah, I'm thinking we'll get one of the... Oh, and the balloon tour, right? Forgot about the balloon tour. We could get a balloon tour later. Can we get this? Zipline Cretaceous Cruise. We can get it! Do you want it? I don't know. I did say that we did wanted the zip line. We'll hold on to that. It's better. No, it's not. It's a terrible circle. How the hell do you do circles? That's more like it. Okay. Maybe what I could do is that I could have like a massive mountain like dead set in the middle, but there's also like it's a sauropod enclosure of some kind there as well. Maybe we can try that for Patagotitan, let's say. Yeah, let's try that. And obviously we want the Patagotitan to be able to move around the mountain and whatnot, so like... I wonder, actually, is it possible to make like a giant tree? That is a tall order, but like... If we could make like an Avatar-style tree, that would probably look cool for an enclosure. That's the biggest it can go. Okay. Nah, let's just stick with our mountain idea, right? Okay, so we can still do the whole mountain idea. This zone, yeah, we can never forget about this, ever using this as a dinosaur enclosure. I'm just gonna fill this up with like plants or something, make it look pretty. Or conifer forest, that works as well. Alright. And what we will do is that we'll still do the whole safari thing, right? Not the kayaks. I don't think I don't have the energy to try and make an interconnecting river between these enclosures. Or maybe I can still do that. I don't know. I feel like it'll be better for a safari, right? So we'll have a safari. It'll go through these free enclosures, right? Let's say this big mountain area is the Patagotitan area, and then this hilly area will be the Mementosaurus slash Gigantorap. Not Gigantorap. That's not even. I don't even know if that will even come back to the game. Spinosaurus, Mementosaurus enclosure will be here, and then here would be like Sinoceratops or something, right? This does mean, however, that we're going to have to like sacrifice a viewing gallery over here. But maybe actually, hold on, maybe, just maybe, I can fit a viewing tower? Oh no, okay, so the dream's still there. There you go. Should I just... Oh, stuff it. I can't be buggered to make a... I'll just put more rocks there. Okay, right. I'm hoping... God, I hope this actually ends up working well. And so, yeah, like... So the idea is that when we do get this zone eventually... the path will go off into this direction, right? We're just gonna completely ignore this zone, right? But yeah, but I'm really hoping that this ends up working. Maybe what we could do is we can have like the tours go for like from one here, and there'll be like another tour like over here or something, and that'll be like a form of transportation or something. I don't know, right? Let's just hope it looks cool, right? So let's get some Patagotitans. I believe they are in South America, in Patagonia. Here we go. Argentina, Wait, is all of it far up? Argentina's bigger than I thought it was. Okay, but Patagotitan, $790,000. Jesus Christ. And then obviously we can fit like guest buildings and whatnot here. So we'll put like an emergency shelter, blah 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 here. Oh no, you know, yeah, you got my back against the wall. Oh God, yeah, you got no other place to hide. Chained down like a sitting duck, just waiting for the fall. You know, yeah, you got my back against the wall. There we go. We got more baby Apatosauruses. Yay! Oh, but now it's exactly what I was fearing was going to happen. Let's just hope it doesn't get out of hand, right? The adults are happy. We just need to and it's just the babies that kind of have a bit of a problem. So we won't worry too much about that, I guess. Yeah, where would I put this safari tour? Whoa, it's a funky path. Guess it's not bad. I don't know, I think the mountain's kind of growing on me a little. Although I will have to like paint off like the grassy areas, but not bad. Okay, maybe we could get rid of that specific rock. I think that's a... How does that look in first person? People like banging their heads against the big ass rock. Okay, And there's even more bit. Okay, Mister. That's. Oh, you're the baby. No, wait. No, you're not. You're the original dad. Never mind. Unhappy child. All right, we're turning your breeding off. We need to. We need. It's time. It's time for you to stop. Okay. Patagotitan, where is it? There you are. Hey, big guy. I don't know if we can actually make males. Oh, but there is a very distinctive difference between the male and females. That's cool. Yeah, they got like a little nose thing going on. Nostril. And the mohawk spikes are bigger. That's cool. But I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to need to grab more DNA of this dinosaur anyway, because I have a feeling we can't make males. But that's fine. We'll figure something out. Yep, just as I expected. We can only get a male, and it seems that they apparently are sickly as well, so we're gonna have to work with that, I guess. But it's fine. Let's just get the female and hope that it's not too bad. New complete genome, Patagotitan. How about that? Alright, so in that case, let us just make another Patagotitan then. And while they're doing that, actually, I'm just gonna work with the guest stuff. It's me against the world. Oh my god. Look at them all! Ah! Does anybody want to adopt a Littlefoot? Okay, here we go. So I guess we might as well release it and just hope that it's not too needy for other Patagotitans. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here is the Patagotitan. When it comes down and do the thing. But yeah, I can talk a little bit about Patagotitan, but not a whole lot. I love how they don't even put it into a crate. There's no point of me having this delivery zone. Alright, first let's deal with your stuff, and then we'll get talking about you. Alright everyone, so okay, they're not actually that needy, which is perfect actually. Alright, so this everyone is Patagotitan. This is a dinosaur from Patagonia, Argentina. They're probably two completely different continents, aren't they? I don't know, I'm not great with my geography. But yeah, like there's not a lot I could really tell you that I haven't already told you about other sauropods. There's nothing really that unique about it's supposedly the largest dinosaur on Earth, but that's the thing, like, we can't seem to make up our mind on what the largest dinosaur on Earth is. One moment it's Argentinosaurus, The next moment it's Dreadnoughtus, and now it's apparently Patagotitan, and now it's back to Argentinosaurus again. So we can't. What is the biggest dinosaur on Earth? I don't know. It's strange. But you want to know the funniest thing is that despite me mentioning Argentinosaurus and the original OG quote unquote largest dinosaur on Earth, that dinosaur's not even in this game. Like, there is no Argentinosaurus, but Dreadnoughtus and Patagotitan make it in for some reason. Whatever, I'm still glad for sauropod dinosaur representation. Patagotitan's always the model looks nice. I like the spines. I'm not sure if the spines are actually a thing on actual sauropods or not, but yeah, I'll talk more into detail with the face when we get the male. But what I can tell you about Patagotitan is that this sauropod it's a titanosaur first off, right? So it was one of the sauropods, the last of the sauropods to appear in the dinosaur record. They're the largest of the sauropods. They got these, if we can look at the back, here we go, it's really nice over here. They got these little osteoderms, which are basically these little armor platings on them. I'm not sure how helpful they would have been on actually protecting them, but it's cool that they have that. And yeah, so Patagotitan was a titanosaur sauropod specifically from the it's gonna be interesting to try and pronounce it. The Longoncosauridae or something like that, right? And the Longoncosaurs were it's a funny name, but I think it's something like that, right? They're the best way to like point them out and like what makes them different from other titanosaurs is that apparently they got particularly wide, large vertebrae. They're very big, right? They're the largest of the largest. So the Argentinosaurus is included into this family as well. So you could theoretically also like pretend that this dinosaur is Argentinosaurus or something, right? But I think it's believed that with the wide arches and the wide ribs and the big vertebrae and how massive they are, I think it's, from my assumption, I think it's assuming that these specific titanosaurs have very thick, chunky necks, you know? That's my interpretation, at least. I can't really point out anything else. Like other sauropods, they're pretty simple. Like Diplodocids, they got long faces and whatnot, and they got the long bodies. Brachiosaurs, they got that iconic like archway on the top of their head. And then you got Dicraeosaurs, very simple, they're dwarf sauropods. But Longoncosaurs, it's the best way I can really think to like differentiate them from other sauropods is that they got very big necks. Yeah. And speaking of big necks, so yeah, here's the males with the very bright head crest and like much more bigger. It is a bit shrink wrapped. I feel like there would be a lot more muscle in there. Dare I say, maybe even like a Prehistoric Planets interpretation where they might have like these balloons. I don't know. It's not guaranteed that sauropods had those balloon structures on them, but it would be cool if it were. You know, because it's muscle and tissue, right? And that stuff very, very, very rarely gets fossilized and stuff. So that's all like creative interpretation. But like my suggestion is just go weird. Oh yeah, go weird. Put in some of those weird like balloon noses. It'd be cool. Yeah. Otherwise, nothing else I can really say about this dinosaur. Yeah, but it's still cool to have it. Yeah. Right. And then we got Mamentrosaurus. And then, yeah, but further down the line, we'll try and build a nest. And yeah, I'll do that later. We're going to make the Mementusauruses another time. I think we did a lot, you know, a lot. We got baby sauropods, which are filling up the enclosure now, so we need to worry about that. We build this massive contraption with the mountain in the middle and like 3 different enclosures connected to each other with this hilly area. It's all gonna, I'm hoping it all comes down together very nicely in a really cool Jurassic tour of some kind, right? That's what I'm hoping for. So yeah, like you get let's say Gigantospinosaurus and Mementosaurus in this enclosure, and then maybe let's say Centaurosaurus or Sinoceratops in this enclosure. I don't know, we'll figure it out along the way, but we got a lot. We're definitely going to work more on this, specifically on getting the Mementosaurus. That's going to be our primary focus next time. But otherwise, yeah, we got Patagotitan, we got baby sauropods. A very sauropod-centric episode. This park in general is probably going to be very sauropod-central. Littlefoot has matured! Oh my god, congratulations, Littlefoot! The Land Before Time will never have the balls to actually mature Littlefoot in the actual series. Oh well. Yeah. Awesome stuff. So if you guys enjoyed the video, click the like button. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button. And I'm super Master, and make sure you have a super time. Bye-bye!